Welcome back. Let's go to Ondo State now in southwest Nigeria, where the state's 2025 budget, recently signed by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, is generating a lot of controversy, with some describing it as wasteful, unrealistic, and not in the interest of the people of the state. Now, at issue are some very controversial line items in the 698.6 billion naira budget. Some of these items include 200 million naira for lawmakers and 280 million naira for the Speaker of the Ondo State House of Assembly for phone expenses. That's the line item there. Another, of course, is the allocation of 11.5 billion to the Ministry of Finance under the subhead of security vote. Now, these budgeted items are raising serious concerns about accountability and transparency. Questions are being asked as to how members of the State House of Assembly and the Speaker could want to spend a combined total of 480 million naira on phone expenses. And then what is the Finance Ministry actually doing with 11.5 billion naira on security vote? What security actually? So opposition parties in the state like the PDP has actually called on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to investigate what it termed the brazen looting embedded in the budget. In reaction, the Ondo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has dismissed the PDP's allegations now as baseless and a misrepresentation of facts. Let's discuss all of this further now. I'm being joined on the program by the Senior Special Assistant to the Ondo State Governor on Public Enlightenment, Femi Lawson. He joins us, of course, from another part of Lagos. Also joining us on the program is Nelson Ekujimi, who is a political affairs analyst. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on the program. Femi, let me start with you. Help us to understand what exactly is going on. Help us give some clarity, for instance, to this 11.5 billion naira security vote in the Ministry of Finance.
Thank you, DEJI, and let me wish Happy New Year. This is our first engagement this year. And I think it is important that I state that of the 698 billion and less than 700 million, total budget for 2025 as approved by the Ondo State House of Assembly, which was signed by His Excellency Dr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa in January for this year. A lot of those issues have been raised. Not do they only exist in the real sense of it, but are just merely figures fabricated and that only exist in the imagination of the fabricators of these figures. And sincerely yours, as much as a lot of people, including the All Progressives Congress in Ondo State, has tried to chastise the PDP, which has been the architect of these, unfounded allegations. I personally,
are you in essence saying that the 11.5 billion does not exist in the budget?
We have a budget of 668 billion. There is nowhere in the budget that I owed on my. This is a signed copy of the 2025, appropriation as approved by the Ondo State Assembly and as signed by His Excellency Dr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa on January 1st. And I am ready to make this available not only to your media organization, we have made this transparent. And let me also tell you that just today, some public accountability civil society organizations have analyzed projects across various states of Nigeria and have given Ondo State a pass mark for making its budgets transparent. As I speak with you, a lot of states today, you cannot even have access to this document that details the final appropriation for 2025 of their spending. Let me tell you this. PDP in Ondo State has an issue. The issue is the trauma that it experienced in November when for the first
just
time
hold on now, because I actually don't want to hold on, Femi. Hold on, Femi.
All the local government.
Hold on, Femi. I actually don't want us to make this about the PDP. I just want us to get this straight. And that, so that the people of the state can actually understand. You are saying that
this about the PDP.
in the so you're saying that in the budget there is no provision for 11.5 billion naira for security votes in the Ministry of Finance. The reason I'm asking you this is because I've also seen something, a statement put out by the state government saying that, just hold on now, saying that, look, it's just like a misrepresentation, that it's not as if that, yes, while that amount is there, that you also have it in Ekiti State, Lagos State, and other states, but that what is meant for...
No, Mr. DEJI, the idea is this. There is no 11 billion anywhere in the Ministry of... In fact, there is no 11 billion naira security vote even in the governor's office in this budget as approved by the Assembly and signed by the governor. And I want to challenge anybody, including the media, to produce any document where 11 billion naira has been appropriated as security vote for the Ministry of Finance in Ondo State. In fact, not even for the Ministry of Finance, but for the office of the governor of Ondo State in the 2025 budget. These are mere rumor, these are mere makeups, these are mere, fabricated insinuations by the opposition in Ondo State that has been struggling to recover from the defeat of November 2024 governorship election.
And what about this other one? The one for phone expenses now for the lawmakers and the Speaker of the House of Assembly?
Now, Mr. DEJI, let me tell you this. One thing that have distinguished us as a state is the fact that as I speak with you, I challenge anyone to bring out the content of the final approval of the various state of assembly and are signed by the governors of various states in Nigeria as the 2020. Ondo State is one state that first made this available. What I'm holding in my hand symbolizes the entire... In fact, these documents in my hand tells you what even our radio station, Orange FM, will spend in 2025. It's not even our ministries. Even what a special assistant will spend in is in this document. So whatever anybody has said, that it is 200 million for phone calls for members, 250 million for phone calls for... These are mere, makeups. These are mere fabrications of, the traumatized opposition in Ondo State. And in all sincerity, I'm challenging anyone who has any document that has the signature of the Speaker of the Ondo State Assembly and the Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lokiaida, who are signed as Ondo State 2025 budget that contains those figures to present it to the media. There's nothing like 200 million for the recharge card. There's nothing like 250 million for phone calls. These are just... And this is one of the reasons why I think the media must also do its own investigation beyond what these desperate politicians are saying.
Now, Nelson, let me bring you in here and get your take on this. What do you make of all of this? And listening to Lawson as well.
Well, what this has shown to us actually is that the state governments have not been up and doing with regards to public finances. And that has given room for rumors, insinuations. Because I also read that report and I was scandalized that how can the Ministry of Finance budget 11 billion naira for security? Which security? Is it for securing the funds of the Ondo State government? So, and even if we are going to secure the funds of the Ondo State government, there should be competitive bidding by maybe the insurance companies. Maybe that was the cheapest, I wouldn't know, and how they arrive at that. But listening to Femi Lawson now come out to say that the figure was an imagination of the opposition, I think it behoves on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate what is really the problem with the Ondo State government budget for 2025. And again, I'm aware that there's been this allegation that unlike in the days of the late former governor Rotimi Akeredolu, where we have the budget of the states in the Ondo State government website, that nothing like that is happening in the website as we speak. And when you don't bring public documents and you alone have a copy that you are ready to show people, I wonder how many people you can show. But if it's on the public, or if it's on the state website, any Nigerian, any Ondo State indigenous, anywhere in the world, can just go to the internet, Google it, and all the facts and figures will be before you. And even if that had been on, all this opera over these budget insertions wouldn't have arisen in the first place. So I think the blame squarely rests on the Ondo State government, and they have a lot of explanation to do. They need to upscale their communication machinery such that the people of the state at the press of a button can access information. We don't need a senior special assistant to come on air before we know what is happening in Ondo State. By looking through, using modern communication equipment, I should be able to come out even as a citizen or a resident in Ondo and say, what these people are saying is not true. I even have access to the document as an ordinary citizen and not somebody who is privileged. So the allegations against this budget, I will put the blame squarely at the doorstep of the state government for not making the budget, to be uploaded into the website such that people can peruse it and, be informed and keep a tab on what the government is going to do with regards to public funds in 2025.
So, Femi, what would be your reaction to that?
Sincerely, let me agree with Comrade Nelson to a little extent. He's from Ondo State, and I know he's quite aware of the circumstances that have led to the emergence of Dr. Loki Aiyedatiwa as the governor of Ondo State, following the unfortunate demise of former Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. There were a lot of challenges inherited when he became governor. One of those challenges that we have as a government deliberately not publicized is the fact that, in actual fact, until very recently, that state website, which His Excellency decided in his wisdom not to tamper with, was not accessible when Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa became the governor of Ondo State. There were a lot of operatives of the past administration who were acting as clogs to the wheel of progress of the administration when he assumed leadership. One of those things we were unable to do was what should have ordinarily given. But as an administration, Mr. Governor ensured that stakeholders within the state, the labor, the civil society, the media, and of course, if traditional institutions were given access to this true state of activities within the state, including the state of the state finances. In actual fact, the 2025 budget was openly presented under live telecast by the Ondo State government, the Ondo State governor. The day the governor signed this budget into law, it was not a secret event. And a lot of persons that I have this document on my hand here, and I can tell you that a vast majority of stakeholders within the state also have this. But for the benefit of the outside world, just like Comrade Nelson said, we admit that it is imperative for the purpose of transparency that now that we now have our State Information Agency having possession of the web of the state, and I can assure that in a very short time now, this will be uploaded on the state website. But as long as even it is not uploaded, we have made this available to as much as possible citizens of Ondo State that are willing to know the content of the 20. And you see, even if the ordinary people or discerning minds,
essentially the budget is online. The 2025 budget is online, right?
Access to this, and a lot of media organizations, even within the state, have access to the details of the 2025 budget. And in no part of this budget do we have any of these frivolous figures and allegations.
But let me also point out something, Femi. The document you're holding there could not have been the entire budget, because the entire budget containing the breakdown could not. I mean, that
This
could not be.
This is the
Yes,
this
that
is
what
the
you're holding.
summary.
Looking at the volume of what
Yeah.
you're holding there, it certainly would not be. But we just
Yeah,
wait and see.
What I have here is a summary. This captures in full
Verifying the summary.
the content of allocation per ministry per parastatals, not per head. Yeah.
Yeah. So and what I'm saying is that because it's a summary, some of these subheads you definitely will not get them in the summary. That's a summary. So it's only when you go to the breakdown of the budget that you will see that. And I hope you have that breakdown online.
I've done that. I've done that from the moment this budget was presented, and I can tell you that not even the office of the governor have such allocation for security vote in the 2025 budget of Ondo State.
All right, I think we'll just have to leave it there, and we'll still continue to stay on this issue, and just to ensure that every doubt is cleared, and so that the people of Ondo State are in the clear that look, their government is not in any way looting their money or anything at all. Femi Lawson, SSA, to the governor on public enlightenment, and it's so good that you've actually come on air to speak on this, because the public actually needs this enlightenment so that they are in the clear and understand what exactly is going on. So thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing your thoughts on this and clearing the air on it. Nelson Akojime, thank you very much as well for coming on the show. Thanks for your time. So gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Stay with us, don't go away. Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal. How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
When you go into public office, you must be ready to answer to the people.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On DEJI360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, and use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
DEJI360, dissecting the issues.